Are Sonic and Shadow brothers? Will this be revealed in Sonic 3? When we talk about villains in the Sonic universe, we usually think of Professor Robotnik or his henchmen. However, the ultimate and most dangerous villains in this universe are usually entities that find ways to access essential powers of the universe, traveling between alternate realities, or even traveling through time. Since Shadow's arrival in the Sonic universe, we knew that his story would be fundamental to understanding Sonic's role in this universe, as Sonic's origins have not been entirely clear. However, Shadow's arrival could be the one that reveals the family's biggest secret. Shadow and Sonic are brothers, but Shadow will try to destroy the world for revenge. Want to know what I mean? In this video, we'll be talking about how Sonic must stop his own brother Shadow, and how this revelation could change everything forever. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before starting this video, I invite you to participate in the new giveaway we will be having in this channel, where we will be giving away the first volume of Scarlet Witch by Steve Orlando, a story that will mark the future of the Marvel Universe. To participate, all you have to do is comment which is your favorite moment of the Marvel Universe. The winner will be announced on November 30th. Before we talk about why Sonic and Shadow could be siblings, let's take a look at the latest poster that was revealed for the movie. In this one, we can see Sonic running close to Shadow, who appears riding a motorcycle that reminds us of Akira's iconic motorcycle, the anime classic. At the top, we see an image of Gerald Robotnik with his grandson Eggman, accompanied by Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. It's quite an interesting poster, especially for the inclusion of Shadow on a motorcycle. Considering that this character controls space-time and is as fast as Sonic, it is curious to see him using this type of transportation. This could indicate that Shadow does not have full access to his powers in this story, being forced to resort to conventional methods to get around. Perhaps we will see a weakened version of Shadow, seeking to regain his original abilities through the Chaos Emeralds. Also, in the poster, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails emerge from a ring, the same type of artifact used to travel between realities. This suggests that we could explore multiple worlds inspired by video games during the film. However, it is Shadow's emotional and tragic story that holds the most promise for this film. To understand why Shadow is as important in the Sonic universe as his brother might be, and why he seeks revenge, we must start at the beginning. Shadow the Hedgehog made his first appearance in 2001 in the game Sonic Adventure 2. According to his story, Shadow was created by Dr. Gerald Robotnik as the ultimate life form through genetic engineering, using the DNA of the alien race Black Arms as an experiment to develop cures for incurable diseases. Shadow was conceived as the ideal companion for Maria, Dr. Robotnik's granddaughter, who was suffering from a fatal disease. However, the experiment failed, and the military eliminated Maria and imprisoned Shadow, keeping him in suspension for 50 years. Years later, he was freed by Eggman to help him in his plans of world conquest against Sonic. After many efforts, Sonic managed to emerge victorious, but Shadow, presumed dead, managed to survive. Then he appears again with amnesia, and trying to discover about his past and his origin, facing alien forces and fighting against his creator, Black Doom. Shadow discovers the truth about his past and renews his determination to protect humanity according to the wishes of his friend Maria. This means that Shadow is not just a villain motivated to conquer the world. He is the result of an experiment, and he joins the side of the good guys after he understands what his purpose in the world is. This is how it happens in video games, in some comics, and in series. At the end of the second installment of Sonic the movie, we saw a first glimpse of Shadow. The military were talking about how Robotnik possibly died during the battle, but they found some coordinates of a place buried for over 50 years, the place where Project Shadow was. From that moment on, we speculated that in Sonic 3 we could see the origins of not only Project Shadow, but also Sonic himself, something that could change the history of the franchise forever. In Sonic 2, we saw Shadow opening his eyes. This ensured that the third installment would be a showdown between Sonic and Shadow. However, there are still many questions to be answered. Firstly, it is unclear what really happened to Dr. Robotnik after the events of the second movie. While the military speculates about his possible death, it is very likely that he managed to survive, given his superior intellect and vast technological resources. It is unlikely that such an iconic villain would disappear so easily. So, it is probable that Robotnik is still active, plotting his next move behind the shadows, and that Shadow's appearance in the equation represents an opportunity that he will attempt to exploit for his own benefit. Perhaps he will seek to capture and control Shadow, using a special chip or some mind control mechanism, making him a key pawn in his plans. The sacrifice of Maria, Professor Robotnik's granddaughter, could be the basis for Shadow's revenge. As I have mentioned in other videos, Shadow was Professor Robotnik's attempt to save his granddaughter, and she lost her life precisely because of this project. Although Maria wanted Shadow to be good, Professor Robotnik's intentions led him to try to destroy the world several times in the comics, series, and games. The loss of Maria is perhaps one of the saddest deaths in this universe, and it is one of the events that must be avenged. Now, when Shadow discovers his origin, then the theory that Sonic is actually the result of an experiment could be fulfilled. If Shadow and Sonic are indeed brothers, this could lead Sonic to a cruel decision: confront his brother and defend the humans who have always despised him, or join his brother and Professor Robotnik. As I mentioned in our previous video, I believe that Sonic and Shadow could not only be some sort of siblings, but that they are two sides of the same coin, two creatures created to control the power of the Chaos Emeralds and bring balance to it, something that Professor Robotnik could attempt to use to try to resurrect his granddaughter. And this is perhaps the ultimate goal of this villain. In the comics and video games, we've seen Shadow and characters like Silver travel through time and between dimensions, changing reality. It's not unreasonable to think that after Professor Robotnik had been after the Chaos Emeralds for so long, he would come to the conclusion that they are powerful enough to reverse death and rescue Maria. Perhaps this is what Robotnik offers Shadow: the chance to change the past. Sonic's story is getting more complicated every day, but this movie promises to be one of the most interesting in the Sonic universe. But share your opinion in the comments. Do you think Shadow and Sonic are brothers? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.